not only that, he killed her father. Like Safiya. Her father is Huyay ibn Akhtab al-Yahudi. And they never said anything bad about him. And 9 wives, more than one, because they were able to describe his life, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because the Prophet ﷺ, a model for all of us. He's a model for you if you marry a young girl, or an old woman, or a widow, or a virgin. He's model. You can see he has something, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to copy him with. In Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam also, 9 so they can describe his own personal life in details, and that's exactly what happened. And this is one of the wisdom the Prophet ﷺ married this number of women. In Nabi ﷺ also, he married to, as I told you, to women, they had the chance to take revenge for their fathers or their people. But they never, and that shows you that that man was a prophet, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And to deal with 9 in perfect way, this is by itself a miracle. In just and perfect way. Anyway, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was so gentle with his wife, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. تقول عائشة رضي الله عنها كان في خدمة أهله. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, he used to help his family. When he goes home, he will help them. He will fix his shoes. And he will fix his thobe, his clothes, صلى الله عليه وسلم, with himself. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, he never صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني beat any one of his wives. Ever. النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم used to ask about them and check how everyone doing. When he married Safiya, النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم, he put his thigh for her in order she can step in her thigh and she will ride her camels. See the etiquettes. What a lovely way. النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يعني used to talk to them, have fun with them. He raised with Aisha twice. Raising, running. He won once and she won once. She won in the beginning when she was so young, and before he passed away, she won. Then he told her, sallallahu, so we are equal now. You know? Nabi sallallahu used to joke with, smile with, try to please them, listen to them, listening to them. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in this area is very wide. Inshallah, I'll talk about it in details in separate lecture. Nabi sallallahu, not only that, he was gentle even with the animals. With the animals. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told a man who had a camel and he overloaded this camel. He said, don't do that. He cannot have that. And he ordered him not to overload him. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was mercy for the mankind, for everything, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. All the creation loved him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Even one of his miracles, that the branch, he used to stand up on it and deliver his khutbah. When he built his minbar, this branch started crying. When the Prophet ﷺ lifted this branch and he started delivering khutbah from the minbar, crying. Then the Prophet ﷺ, see the mercy, see the gentleness. He went to a branch, a dead thing in your eyes. He went to it and he hugged that branch, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. قال ولو لم أفعل لظل يبكي إلى يوم القيامة. He said, if I didn't hug them, he will keep crying until the day of judgment. But he didn't want him to cry, because he missed the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What we can say, what we can leave from his life, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it shows his manner, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kana rahim. He has a lot of mercy. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kana hayy. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he's shy. And his face will turn to red sometimes, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he sees or fear or somebody said something is not suitable. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kana shuja'. He was so brave. Once a voice came in Medina, or happened in the Medina, and the Sahaba said, we all ran out to see what's that voice. we saw the Prophet ﷺ coming back from where the voice came from. Yani the Prophet ﷺ, when he heard the voice, he ride his horse and he ran to this voice and he came back before everybody else moved. What a brave. He didn't say, what's going on, let me take guards. No. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa was just with people. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one of his also characteristics, that he always, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was worried about his ummah, about his nation. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam always thinking about his companion, about his Muslims, brothers. He used to ask about them. He used to visit them. He used to help them. Whenever people came to him, they are poor. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam once his face turned to be so angry when he saw people came mujtabin nimar. They have no clothes, nothing. And he ordered the Sahaba to collect funds, emergency aid for them. And the Sahaba start bringing that start bringing that food and the money to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam life was amazing sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it is very sad that among us today, a lot of brothers and sisters, they're not aware of the Prophet ﷺ etiquettes and lives and manners. It's very sad that we have among us brothers and sisters, they're not interested in learning much about the Prophet ﷺ sunnah. And as you see, the Prophet ﷺ sunnah is very wide. And I will end with this point. Whatever I said today about the Prophet ﷺ, there is two types of sunnah. The first one, the Prophet ﷺ sunnah, which is we've been ordered to copy, which is a recommended thing or obligations thing. And there is another type of sunnah which is not related to the religion. It's not related to the religion, like the length of his hair or the color of his skin. This is not, you have no control over it. So this is, we don't copy him in these things. Or for example, he used to eat with his hand, or he dressed this kind of clothes. If it's not something related to the religion, halal wa haram, it's not like wearing turban. This is the way they used to dress. It's not that we've been not asked to copy him in these things, but we copy in these areas. There is also rules. Not all kind of clothes halal, not all food halal. There is regulations and rules in these areas. I have been mentioning details in the Prophet ﷺ's life. Anyway, with this I will end. May Allah